Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the upcoming lunar eclipse, which is going to be taking place on September 17th, 18th. I mean to say, depending on your geographical location. So, definitely guys, the time of eclipse tend to remain very sensitive, where you have to be very watchful of your actions. Somehow we say this thing that the nature or the prakriti tend to remain in a very sensitive, volatile state. So, what could be a vulnerable time for the general person is equally a beneficial time for a spiritually aligned person, because it has been believed that during the time of the eclipse it is very easy to overpower the Ida and the Pingla Nadi, and the activation of the Sushmuna tend to remain very strong. Any of the japa mantra done at the time of the eclipse tend to act very strongly. Like the way I keep on telling this thing that even at the time of the like the Gupta Navratri, I practiced doing the 1,25,000 Bij mantra of the planet Venus. And the day when it got complete, I actually saw the difference and the results. It actually manifested, which I cannot reveal over here. So yes guys, in this video we will have our discussion that how it is going to be influencing you. It is in short taking place in the axis of the Pisces and the Virgo. So guys, definitely when we talk about anything to do with the Pisces, it has got a lot of the transcendental, elevation, letting go kind of energy. And when we talk about the Virgo, it has the energy of cleansing, it has the energy of being very critical, it has the energy of health, well-being as well. So you have to be very careful over here. I remember a while ago someone asked me this question that okay, Nipun, if I'm in a car with other three people, and let's say for example if I'm going through the yoga, like my dasha and the transit is making me vulnerable for getting into an accident, what about the stars of the other two people or three people who are sitting in the same car with me? But guys, I always say this thing that is the only reason we say that Rahu and Ketu in the modern day and age are so powerful. They have the power to even override the promise and control all other planets as well. So whatsoever is meant to happen as a kind of a prophecy or promise on your chart, on your life, they have the power to override all other factors as well. So let's say for example if someone is meant to have or get into a car accident, that person knows about astrology, he put himself in a house, locked himself down that okay, now I'm not even out. But if that is under the influence of Rahu and Ketu, trust me, even if a passerby, his car has to lose the track and get into the house, it will happen. But Rahu and Ketu always ensure to deliver the promise. This is what the power of theirs is. And I guess something similar to the same only I explained in one of the Zoom session which I did with Anahita Rao, where we talked about the power of the Kalsarp Yoga. So if you are more interested, you can watch that video as well. It was very informational. So okay guys, now talking about this upcoming lunar eclipse. So definitely it is going to be taking place in the Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. So like the way guys we say this thing that the innate quality of the Purva Bhadrapada also is making this whole kind of energy of eclipse more vulnerable, more volatile. Now what makes me say that? We know this thing about that okay, Purva Bhadrapada is ruled by the planet Jupiter, the god or the deity which preside over the Purva Bhadrapada is the Aja Ekapada, one of the 11 Rudra. But the guys, the wonderful part about the energy of Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra is that somehow this Nakshatra has the potential of making someone very easy prone towards stress. These are among those people who are strongly in the influence of the Purva Bhadrapada. They also take a lot of interest in the criminal activities as well. Now that does not mean that okay, you have to be a criminal by yourself, but like the way even when you talk about people's watching interest, like they're like those people who only want to read about the romantic novels or romantic sitcoms or like shows and television shows and all, and they're like those people who only want to watch the crime patrol and crime related documentary series and all. So that is the kind of potential which this Aja Ekapada as a god which infuses in the qualities of the Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Like we say this thing that It is a very nocturnal kind of nakshatra. People who are under the influence of this nakshatra, they tend to remain more strong, powerful, active in the night time. And generally it has been seen that these people tend to spend a lot of money on the people of the opposite sex as well. So yes, being prone to stress is something which is the innate quality of this nakshatra. And over and above that, this lunar eclipse taking place over here. And guys, the most sensitive part about this whole eclipse is that, okay, which planet is coming in the line of fire? So that is the planet Venus. Venus is definitely, it is debilitated, it is conjunct with the sun as well. The thing is that it is receiving the aspect of the planet Jupiter as well. But the only thing which is going to be happening over here is that whatsoever things which Venus represent in our life. So Venus, which represents love, which represents finances, luxury, relationship. So all these are the areas which tend to remain very sensitive. Like the way I already mentioned this thing, that whatever happens under the guise and control and under the predictive powers of the Rahu and Ketu, it is very difficult to override or evade those things. So just like that, Jupiter can ensure that, okay, something which is meant to go, if this is what the promise in your life is, it is going to happen, but it will happen for good reasons. But yes, all aspect of the Venus, your love life, your finances, your relationship, we will discuss the excess. So over there you have to be very careful. Now guys, the thing is that at a time when it is going to be taking place, we have already discussed about what is happening with the contribution of the aspect of the Jupiter. Venus is already a part of it, Sun, Moon are already a part of it. Saturn is, in a way, it's not influencing in any way this whole axis, but Mercury and the Sun are also going through the exchange yoga as well. So Sun is going to be in the Virgo, Mercury is going to be in the Leo. So that is a kind of a saving grace, that somehow no matter how much nature is going to be making us vulnerable, forcing us to act in a certain direction, our discriminatory intelligence is still going to be somehow have a say to give us right sort of thoughts and insights. So yes guys, and I would say that you have to watch this video or the customized results more from your moon sign. And I have already mentioned this thing, doing japa, doing mantra recitation, doing charities, doing donation tend to remain very therapeutic. These kind of events generally influence those people the most in whose case their moon is under tremendous affliction. Like let's say for example, if you already have a wish yoga in your chart, like your moon is conjunct with Saturn, your moon is conjunct with Saturn, that too in the 8th house, in the 12th house, your moon is conjunct with Rahu, or as per the Pakshbal, like I mean to say the phase of the moon. You are born at a time when moon was close to the time of the Amavas or new moon and all. So these are among those people. Or this could be a case, you are running a dasha which is making you very stress prone, which is making you very accident prone, which is making you very incurring heavy losses prone. Then you have to be additionally cautious and careful. And I always say this thing, the worship of Lord Shiva tend to remain the best remedy, the panacea for dealing with any of the affliction of your emotions, of your feelings, of your mind. In short, any affliction, any threat to the moon. And specifically there are like certain chants, like one of the chant is the Shivashtakam. So recitation of the Shivashtakam or listening to the Shivashtakam can be a very good way of being in that peaceful state. Like my favorite like adaptation or the creation of the Shivashtakam is in the voice of the Pandit Jasraj ji. You can search it over the internet. So yes guys, this was something which I wanted to say. So now from this point onwards, we will shift our discussion to the customized results, and I will be putting more emphasis on watching this video from your moon sign. So now guys, starting first with the Aries moon sign natives. So definitely guys, it is going to be the lunar eclipse. That means we have to give more attention to the placement of the moon and the lordship of the moon for you. So in your case, moon has got a lordship of the 4th house, and it is going to be getting afflicted in your 12th house. So definitely guys, this is going to be the time when lot many people will find themselves a little bit insecure, and they will be very much dependent or prone towards the external factors, like the circumstances and the theme of the next couple of days before and after this eclipse is definitely going to be governed by whatever is happening around you. Like for example, if you are being surrounded by happy people, spiritual people, sad people, depressed people, so there's a strong possibility of following the bandwagon or going intense in the theme of the day, regular daily affairs of the day. Second thing is that, trust me guys, for anything to do with the mantra sadhana, for doing meditation, prophecies, omens, spiritual guidance, prophetic dreams, it is one of the blessed time which you will go through. So my recommendation specifically to the Aries moon sign native is that do whatever you can, but take out time for doing the meditation, mantra chanting, and definitely lot many doors will open up for you. Like here I'm talking more from the subconscious point of view. Divine surrender is very much required or needed. So my recommendation to the Aries moon sign native is that do not resist whatever is going to be happening around you. Your mind, your emotions, your feeling needs to be well guarded. Second thing is that definitely guys, because if in any capacity, let's say for example during this time only, either you are living in a foreign land. So see guys, these are certain ways via which we honor what the planets are asking out of us, and this is what the knowledge of astrology is. Astrology is not about changing your fortune, changing your fate. It is about falling in line where your planets are going to be blessing you with the best of the outcome. So my recommendation, if in any way during this time you are in a spiritual retreat, or you are already in a foreign land away from your birthplace, or any important Rahu and the 12th house related connected entity, if you are a part of that, so those people can get benefited. And yes guys, the only concern with you guys is that in this whole eclipse axis line of fire, Venus is getting afflicted, which is your 7th lord. So again guys, my recommendation is that go with the flow. Do not be in that overthinking mode, because trust me, if you will get into that overthinking mode, you will be deluded, you will be into a lot of illusion, and the overthinking will actually make you go astray, make you go mad. So my recommendation is that, because Venus is in the line of fire, so let's say for example, if during this time only you will start pondering over the flaws or the shortcoming of your partner, of your, this could be a business partner, this could be your love interest, so you will only end up getting obsessed and looking at the flaws or the shortcoming of your partner. So that is the one area where you have to be very careful, you have to be very watchful. And again guys, the way I mentioned, the combination of the moon and Rahu, as much as it is good for spirituality, meditation, research, sci-fi, these kind of things, contemplating on the matters of life and death, it is equally hazardous for looking for stimulation through drugs, through sex, through any sort of recreational party, drugs and all. So you have to strictly refrain from that. Again guys, this is the same thing, same alignment, where I guess the all those situation of overdose, drug overdose, medicine reaction, it also happens in the similar alignment as well. So it all comes down to in which way, in which capacity you will be utilizing this energy. So yes guys, now moving ahead, now for all the Taurus natives. So definitely guys, for the Taurus moon sign natives, so guys, in your case, moon has got a rulership over your 3rd house, and now it is going to be like coming in the lunar eclipse, getting afflicted from Rahu right over there in your 11th house. So this whole lunar eclipse axis in your case is happening in the 11th house and the 5th house. So definitely guys, during this time you have to be very careful, you have to be very watchful of your desires, because this is one such kind of combination where Rahu can actually instigate you towards those kind of unhealthy desires which might look very good on surface, but the eventual ultimate outcome of that will not be very healthy, will not be very good for you. So that is the one thing you have to be very careful, that what kind of people, circumstances you are being exposed. Second thing is that during this time, if you have to sign any document, you have to sign any contract, you have to get into any alliance, you have to do that very carefully. So yes guys, these are the certain things. And like the way I mentioned this thing, that in this whole energy of the eclipse, the only planet which is getting afflicted or which is in the line of fire is your ascendant, like your moon sign lord. And again guys, see, the thing is that because right during those 2 days only, Venus is going to be changing sign. So it is not a good news, because definitely Venus is heading towards its own sign of Libra, but again it is in that kind of a border region of the two zodiac sign. So again, that is also making it more sensitive and vulnerable towards sudden jolt, sudden sort of a knee-jerk kind of reaction of the situation and all. So yes guys, whether we talk about the way I mentioned, this could be short travels, this could be relationship with your siblings, with your neighbors, for any of your initiatives and skills, signing any document, you have to be very careful. Again guys, understand this thing, you can actually channelize and utilize this energy through meditation, through, like, let's say for example, I have already mentioned the time of the eclipse is considered as very good for any japa, any spiritual austerities and all. So during this time only, let's say for example, basis the kind of dasha which you are going through. Let's say for example, you took a pledge or vow of, okay, I need to do the 18,000 mantra recitation of the beej mantra of Rahu, or 125,000 count of the Venus, or I will be doing 100 Hanuman Chalisa, I'll be doing the Shri Suktam 51 times. So in whatever capacity, if you are aligning your energies more in the spiritual lines, it can actually do wonders for you, miracles for you, or manifest some very good results for you. But yes guys, this whole combination taking place in the 11th house, do not get easily outshined by people around you. Oh my god, I did not do much in my life, see my friends, the people around me, they are doing so good and all. So don't be in this kind of mood. So again guys, and there is a very strong possibility that Rahu will tempt you. This whole energy of the Pur Bhadrapada, Rahu might tempt you towards shortcuts, cutting corners for getting things or achieving things. So over there as well, you have to be a little bit careful. And yes guys, it's because your moon sign lord. So even in the matters of the 5th house, where we talk about your relationship with your children, this could be in the matters of your love interest. This is one such kind of combination where people, just because of some trivial thing, they kind of, you know, exaggerate the whole situation, do the breakup and all. So yes, in the matters of your love interest, your academics, you're dealing with children, artistic creative endeavors and all, in all these areas you have to be very careful. Now guys, when we talk about the Gemini moon sign natives, so definitely guys, in your case, moon becomes your second lord, and now it is going to be coming in the line of fire or getting afflicted during the time of this eclipse in your 10th house. So guys, the very first thing is that you have to remain very watchful, very careful regarding the usage of your words, any of the financial planning, management and all. So you have to be very careful in all these areas and department. And guys, like the way we say this thing, that second house also tells about your position, it also tells about your ethics, your integrity, values, morals and all. So the way you are going to be behaving in your public sphere, you will be somehow demonstrating your upbringing, your values, your inculcated values, ethics and all. So do not compromise over there, because whatsoever is going to be happening or taking place, it will straight away raise questions over in all these sensitive areas. So pertaining to the matters of the financial dealings and all, you have to be a little bit careful. Second thing is that definitely guys, in your case, Venus is a very important planet for you, and in this whole energy of the eclipse, Venus is somehow coming in the line of fire. Now definitely just on the same day only, almost, Venus will be crossing your 4th house is going to and about to be entering your 5th house, but just because it is happening right at that time when it is going to be in the boundary of your 4th house only, so that in itself means that in the domestic life related matters, in the family life as well, there's going to be some sort of heated energy which suddenly gets generated up. Like the way, for example, suddenly you fought with your boyfriend, with your partner, now you want that person to move out, or in the home front only, suddenly, you know, coming in getting into conflict with your roommates, with your family members and all. Now just because moon in your case is your second lord as well, so there's a strong possibility that getting into conflict with any immediate family member and all. So there is a strong possibility of that. So you have to be very careful in the matters of your career, your public image. So be very watchful of your actions, of your conduct. And let's say for example, if you are heading any important position, any important responsibilities and all, so you have to be very watchful, careful that your decision should not be driven by any quirks, any whims, any shortcut, and any overwhelming pressure from people around you. Now guys, for all the Cancer moon sign natives, so definitely guys, whenever there is a time of the lunar eclipse, it's the Cancerian natives who get the most affected or who tend to remain the most vulnerable. So guys, in your case, your sign Lord Moon is going to be getting afflicted by Rahu in your 9th house. So that in itself means that this is going to be the time, or around the time of the eclipse, Cancerian native tend to remain very kind of, you might be in a very confusing, perplexing situation regarding how you are being guided by your teachers, by your mentors, like self-doubting in the matters of the faith, in the matters of your belief system could be one of the theme during the time of this lunar eclipse. Second thing is that definitely guys, because ninth house also tells about the prospects of our luck as well. So you do not have to play with the matters of the luck, like the way we say this thing, taking those leap of faith and something. So be very careful and very mindful of your actions around the time of this eclipse. Along with that guys, let's say for example during that time only, if you are undertaking any travel, you have to file any immigration related documents and all, you have to write any important higher studies exams and all. So be very mindful, be very careful, do your preparation well. That is the one thing which I want to say. Second thing is that definitely guys, the only planet which is getting afflicted in this whole lunar eclipse energy in the excess of the Rahu and Ketu is the planet Venus. Now Venus in your case becomes your 4th lord and your 11th lord. So that in itself means that when we talk about the matters of the 3rd house, which has to do with the signing of any contract, any agreement, short travels, our support system, all of that we see from the 3rd house. So in all these areas, like take things with a pinch of salt. Do not be too much, like we say this thing, that in these kind of alignments either people tend to remain too introvert, that suddenly lacking all the energy to take initiative, or in extreme cases you are so much filled with energy that it is making you overconfident, headstrong, and very much prone towards making mistakes. So have that balance in the matters of taking initiative or the way you conduct yourself or project yourself out there in the society. But again guys, like the way I mentioned this thing, the time of the eclipse tend to remain highly elevating time when we talk about doing any mantra, doing any sadhana, doing meditation, going in the depth of your subconsciousness. So just because it is taking place in your 9th house, so pertaining to all the matters of being well guided by your ancestors, by your Kul Devata and all, being devoted in the bhakti of your Ishta Devata and all. So regarding all that concerns and all, this could be a highly elevating time. Along with that guys, the way I mentioned this thing, specifically listening to the Shivashtakam mantra of Lord Shiva will be very therapeutic around the energy of this lunar eclipse. Now guys, when we talk about for the Leo natives, so definitely guys, the whole energy of this eclipse is going to be affecting the attributes of your 8th house and your 2nd house. So guys, in your case, moon is the lord of your 12th house, and now it is going to be getting afflicted in the influence of the Rahu in your 8th house. So that means you have to be definitely guys very careful of your actions, of your decision during this time. My recommendation to the Leo native is that definitely guys, right after this lunar eclipse, it's going to be the energy of the solar eclipse as well, which is going to be taking place in the first week of the October. So I will make separate video on that. Definitely you are going to be very vulnerable over there, but even during this time as well guys, the energy of the 12th house and the 8th house, and that too the nakshatra of the Purvabhadrapada, which also tells about the nocturnal activities, kind of, which can actually makes us very stress prone and all. So you have to be very careful. So my recommendation is that there is very less which you can do. So all what you can do is that strengthening your defense system. So in a way that like specifically recitation or listening to the Shivashtakam mantra will prove to be very therapeutic for you. So again guys, as much as this whole alignment is vulnerable in making you prone towards some sort of nature related like situation. This could be a case that you went on a traveling, you went on a hike, you got stranded somewhere because of the bad weather, and like the way we say this thing, that all the fury of the nature, it generally happens whenever planets are making this sort of alignment, like dog bite and all. So be very careful, like do not go very close to the dangerous aspect of the nature. That is the one thing which I want to tell you again, guys. But for any of the sadhana meditation, like we say this thing, that going in the depth of your subconsciousness and all, trying to find out the answers of the life and death, and trying to investigate in any mystery and all, any conspiracy theories and all. So regarding all that aspect, so specifically if this is what your line of work is, if this is what you do for your living, so this could be a very elevating time for all those professionals. But again, guys, I will still say the same thing, do not go very close to the dangerous aspect of the nature. 8th house also tells about the deeper unspoken emotions. So this is not a very good time to dig deep and go in the depth of your past wounds, because just because if you will contemplate, or if you will go to the depth of any past trauma or any past betrayals, rejections, denials, it will take you to the depth of all those things. This is what the innate nature of the Purvabhadrapada is, and your 12th house and 8th house is making a connection. So as much as you can keep yourself positive, uplifted, and keep all the negative thoughts at bay, you can actually sail very easily and smoothly through the energy of this lunar eclipse. And just because, guys, like the way I've been saying this thing, the only planet which is getting afflicted or coming in the line of fire of this eclipse energy is the planet Venus. So Venus in your case becomes your third lord and your 10th lord, and it is getting afflicted in your second house. So that in itself means that you might spoil lot many things in your career front because of the wrong use of words, the way you use words in any sensitive situation. So be very mindful of your conversational skills during this time. It's not a very good time for making any abrupt or random changes. This could be the location where you are living, or this could be in any of the matters of your financial dealing and engagement. And again, do not get into too much of the mode of fault finding or favoring or being on one side, like if there is any office politics around you. So do not try to, the much diplomatic you can be, or the much you can keep both the parties happy, the better it is going to be. If you're going to be favoring any one person over another, might actually make you bad in the eyes of both the people. That is one thing which I want to say. So yes, guys, I guess for the meditation practitioners and all, it's a highly elevating time. And for those people who tend to remain very abrupt, and they have that kind of very like moon in your natal chart in any case is already afflicted, your dashas are also making you vulnerable. So during this time, definitely any actions you will take, any overthinking mode you get into, be very cautious, be very careful, because it will be very self-degrading, very self torturing. That is all what I can say for the Leo natives. Now guys, when we talk about the Virgo natives, so definitely guys, in your case, moon has got a lordship over your 11th house, and now it is going to be coming in the excess of the Rahu and Ketu over your first house and the 7th house. So like the way, guys, we say this thing, that whatsoever happens in the excess of the first house and the 7th house, our whole life personality gets affected because of that. Now just because, guys, it is going to be a lunar eclipse, so that means the 11th lord is getting afflicted in the 7th house. So that is the one area where you have to be very careful. So definitely, guys, any of the matters of your partnership, your relationship with your partner, your relationship with the spouse and all, so during this time, this is a typical combination where people somehow impose the burden of their dreams, their aspiration or failed dreams, and they put all the blame game on their partner, or like within the marriage as well. So refrain from any of those blame games kind of situation. Second thing is that during this time, it's not a very good energy. Like let's say, for example, if you want to get any advice or counsel pertaining to the matters of your commercial activities, or this could be any of the matrimonial concern which you're going through, so it's not a very uplifting energy, or it's not a very positive sign that you will be well guided by people around you. So it could be a case that they might make the whole situation either go worse, or they will make it more complex. So the better it is that be very mindful of your thought process, of your actions, and the more you could either reach out to an expert or try to resolve any of the seventh house related matters between you and your partner only. That is the one thing which I want to say. Second thing is, definitely guys, in your case, Venus has got a rulership over your ninth lord and the second lord, and Venus is the only planet which is coming in the line of fire, getting afflicted right over there in your first house. So again guys, the good part is that specifically for those people, because see, your moon sign in itself means Kanya, it means a female maiden. Second thing is that if in any capacity you are devoted to any of the feminine goddess, like you are a goddess Lakshmi devotee, goddess Durga devotee, or you could be devoted to the goddess in any form. So these are among those times where doing japa, doing meditation can actually give you awareness of the presence of that deity, of your Ishta Devata, Kul Devi around you. So regarding that thing, like for all these kind of uplifting, metaphysical kind of experiences and awareness and all, sensation and all, this could be a good time for you. So yes guys, this is all what I can say. It's just like that. Your 11th lord is getting afflicted in the 7th house in the influence of Rahu, Purv Bhadrapada Nakshatra. So all of that combination is just indicating in this direction that, driven by the rumors, unsolicited information, doubting your partner, or overthinking on the negative aspect and the flaws and all, so refrain from all these kind of things, because this is how the energy is going to get generated around the time of the eclipse for the Virgo natives. Now guys, when we talk about the Libra natives, so definitely guys, in your case, as you can see that Moon becomes your 10th lord, and now it is going to be getting afflicted or coming in the excess of this eclipse, Rahu Ketu excess, in your 6th house and the 12th house. So definitely guys, 10th lord getting afflicted in the 6th house is a typical combination which we say this thing that do not be instigated towards taking some sudden abrupt decision at your line of work. Or this could be a case that because of any of your actions and all, suddenly your juniors, your subordinates either will turn against you, or some sort of like you forgot to give attention to some important detail in your work, and that actually got snowballed or backfired into a big major issue or crisis at the work front and all. So be very mindful, be very cautious. Again guys, see, in whichever way it is taking place in your 6th house, so somehow health is something regarding which you have to be very careful. Like the way I say this thing, whenever there is a time period of the eclipse, and specifically here we are talking about the moon, so just like that, you know, any of the concerns of depression, allergy, infection, dog bite, these kind of things where we tend to remain very prone and vulnerable. And I always say this thing that whenever alignments are happening like this, do not go very close to the nature, that too in a very like adventure sport, going on hiking or going close to the nature in a very dangerous form. So be very mindful, be very cautious around all of that area. So yes guys, just because see, the saving grace for you guys is that, or I would say the uplifting thing is that definitely your moon sign lord, which is the planet Venus, it is conjunct with Ketu, it is debilitated. See, the thing is, right at the time when this eclipse is going to be taking place, Venus is about to enter its own sign. It is going to be in a very elevated state, but just because a planet in the border, in the knot, in the, we say this thing, it's not a Gandhant region, that is the water and the fire knots, but still it is the borderline of any zodiac sign over where planet tend to remain very sensitive. So that means guys, my recommendation for you guys is that doing charities, letting go of things is much more beneficial for you. And the thing is that do not get into this overthinking mode in any of the past betrayal, losses, any trauma which you have encountered, because it will only sink you deep into the pessimism, negativity, trauma and wounds. So the better it is going to be, letting go attitude is going to be best in your favor. Doing any japa, doing meditation, doing chanting will be very therapeutic. This is one such kind of combination where people experience, you know, that sort of, you know, their Ishta Devata, their departed family ancestors comes in their dream, they guide them, they instruct them. So for any that sort of, you know, awareness, epiphanies, awakenings, finding the answer in a very sudden, unusual way, regarding for all those kind of experiences and all, it's a very good time for doing charity, doing meditation. It's a very good time. But yes guys, when we talk about pertaining to the matters of your career, the way you manage or exert your authority, so or like rather I would say like this is one such kind of combination where people suddenly try to tweak their daily routine and daily schedule as well. So do not do that. So let's say for example, if you know any Libra person and this person has a specific peculiar habit, of doing certain things in a certain way, around the few days before or after, this person is trying to give a complete U-turn in his or her peculiar schedule. So that's a warning sign that something is not going right, something is going wrong. So be very watchful, mindful around people who have got Libra rising or Libra moon sun, I mean to say. Now guys, when we talk about the Scorpions, so definitely guys, in your case, although your moon sign is being ruled by the planet Mars, but just because your moon in itself in your natal chart is debilitated, so that means you are a little bit stress prone. In your case guys, moon has got a lordship over your 9th house, and now it is going to be coming in the line of fire of this lunar eclipse Rahu Ketu axis in your 5th house and the 11th house. So that in itself tells about that 9th lord getting afflicted in the 5th house. That in itself means that do not speculate too much, specifically where we talk about taking that leap of faith, taking chances and all, or let's say for example blindly trusting someone. Because again guys, like there are like certain things, specifically whatever comes to us from our teachers, from our mentors and all, over there we tend to lose our control of the intelligence or discriminatory intelligence. Okay, this is the instruction which has come from someone highly respectful, highly respected, so I'm not raising question mark on the intent or credibility of your teacher. It's just like that the omens and the planetary vibration is going to be like this. It could be a case that okay, the teacher would have said the right thing, you might have interpreted it wrong. So regarding which I would say this thing, that any of the matters of the 5th house you have to be a little bit careful. This could be a case that for anything to do with the matters of the romance and the love interest, over there as well guys, it's a highly vulnerable time, because we know this thing that the only planet which is getting strongly afflicted in this whole axis of Rahu and Ketu during the time of the eclipse is the planet Venus. It is not only debilitated in the 11th house in the influence of Ketu as well. So that in itself means that yes, in the matters of the relationship and all, this could be a time period of sudden confusion, misunderstanding, some sort of secrets which you did not know before. So this is how it is going to get kind of influencing you. Second thing is that definitely guys, the way I've been saying this thing, that at the time of the eclipse somehow it becomes very easy for the activation of the Sushumna Nadi. It is very easy for doing any japa mantra and getting a very faster result of that. And we know this thing that 5th house in itself is a house of the mantra sadhana, mantra siddhi, yoga and all. So I mean to say, for doing the japa, doing meditation, let's say for example if you are an artist and all, so pay attention, like rather than doing some new work, contemplate on finding out something which is hidden, which you do not have any access. So for any of those creative insight, divine insight, spiritual elevation, this is going to be a very blessed time. But yes, for all those people who are or have got a very lascivious, very hedonistic lifestyle, they speculate a lot, so those people have to be a little bit careful around the time of this eclipse. Along with that guys, definitely in your case, Venus is your 7th lord and your 12th lord. I've already mentioned this thing that during this time, the influence of the friends or people around you is not going to be very supportive, healthy in the matters of your relationship. So they might be of great help when we talk about something to do with connecting you with opportunities and all. But when we talk about the matters of relationship, specifically your love life, your partner and all, so over there the less you will reveal to the people around you regarding the integrity or dynamics of your relationship, of your intimate personal relationship, the better it is going to be for you. So yes guys, this is all what I can say. Highly elevating time, but equally threatful time for people who speculate a lot. So this is how this whole energy of the lunar eclipse is going to be influencing the Scorpions. Now guys, when we talk about the Sagittarius natives, so definitely guys, in your case, moon becomes your 8th lord, And during the time of this whole energy of the eclipse, it is going to be getting afflicted by Rahu in your 4th house. So that means the energy of this lunar eclipse or the influence of the Rahu and Ketu axis is going to be taking place in your 4th house and the 10th house. So yes guys, this is going to be the time when lot many people tend to remain very fearful of all the negative possibilities. Like deep in your head only, you are being overwhelmed by negative thoughts. Something will go away from me, people around me are not very loyal to me, people can betray me. So this kind of thought process which the Sagittarian moon sign natives will get overwhelmed around the time of this eclipse. Again guys, because your sign lord planet Jupiter is also right now transiting in your 6th house, making you very much prone towards financial scarcity, financial crisis, issues of the health and all. So over and above that, the 8th lord coming in the influence of the Rahu in the 4th house is not a very good energy. Like the way we say this thing, that it is one such kind of combination where if people keep too many secrets inside of them, and like the way guys I've been giving this example, do not get me wrong, but this is what happens. When people ask me that, okay, when these kind of random stranger attack happens on people, so they're like certain yogas they have in the chart. Otherwise, okay, you are taking that transit, they're like hundreds of people. Why the hustler or the predator or the guy who was supposed to do something stupid, why he only targeted you? So it all happens on a subconscious level or on a planetary vibration level. Like the way I've been giving this example, okay, when we talk about when we get to know that, okay, this girl's drink got spiked and later on she was being taken advantage of. So these are the kind of yogas which makes you vulnerable. Venus extremely afflicted, 8th lord getting afflicted by Rahu in the 4th house. So you have to be very watchful, you have to be very careful around all these areas. So whatever possibilities and random examples I gave, it's not gonna happen. It's just like that. Specifically, your inner emotional peace is going to be getting highly affected by the negative outcome, possibility of the negative outcome. So guard your emotions and feelings from any negative thought process. Second thing is that definitely guys, it's not a very good energy for any sudden abrupt changes, restructuring in your home life, domestic life. Like this could be a case that you are already on a house hunting mode and trying to finalize a deal during this time only, or trying to renovate your home or your house during this time only. So not a very good energy for all of that. What it is good for is for meditation, japa, mantra sadhana. That is all what I can say. And yes guys, Venus in your case is your 6th lord and it is your 11th lord, and now it is going to be getting afflicted during the time of the eclipse in your 10th house, being in the influence of the like Ketu and Sun as well. So yes, you have to guard the matters of your relationship, specifically because it is taking place in the 10th house. So during this time, if any fallout happens with your bosses, there could be those kind of circumstances and all where things happen and people let go of it in the evening. Even the corporate employees, they meet over for drinks and they forget, let go and move on. But this is one such kind of combination which is going to have a lasting impact or impression on each other. So try to gather the good memories only. You do not want to get into the negative side of your bosses and all. So be very mindful, watchful of your actions, of your conduct, and what message you are giving. It's just like that. Sometimes things happen in a very quiet, in a very subconscious way as well. So you might not be in a power, in a state to rebel the authority, but you might come up with your own stupid creative ways of doing that, which will create more problems for you in the times to come. So be very mindful and careful around the matters of your relationship with your bosses at the work front. Now guys, when we talk about the Capricorn natives, so definitely guys, in your case, Moon has got a lordship over your 7th house, and now it is going to be this whole lunar eclipse axis or the Rahu Ketu axis is influencing your 3rd house and the 9th house. So in short, the 7th lord is getting influenced by Rahu in the 3rd house, in the influence of the Purvabhadrapada nakshatra. So definitely guys, during this time you have to be very watchful, very mindful regarding the dynamics of your relationship with your partner, because there's going to be high possibility and vulnerability of, like this could be a case that because of some rumors, some gossip, unsolicited information, or this could be a case that you and your partner went on a travel or short trip, anything which you planned, it did not work out well, or which caused a rift in the matters of the relationship and all. So this is how it is going to be influencing lot many Capricorn natives. Along with that, guys, during this time you have to be very careful for signing any documents, signing any agreement and all. Like the way I have been saying this thing, that because 7th house is the house of the partnership, and we bind it with the legal agreements and documentation which generally takes place in the 3rd house. So during this time you have to be very careful. Along with that, guys, the only planet which is going to be getting heavily afflicted in this lunar eclipse energy, or the planet which is coming in the line of fire, is the planet Venus. It is debilitated in your 9th house, being conjunct with Ketu and Sun. Now that is a different case. Just a day after, Venus is going to be entering and getting dignified in the transit. But just because a planet which is in the border, it is much more vulnerable and prone towards sudden unpredictable events and all. So my recommendation to the Capricorn native is that definitely, guys, the like the 10th lord, your Yogaraka planet, and the 5th lord getting afflicted in the 9th house is not a very good energy. So at your work front, refrain from any knee-jerk reaction to any outcome, because these are among those kind of situations where your bosses will not ask you to leave because of your own whims or outburst and all. People certainly put down papers, they do something very random, very strange, very eccentric kind of actions and all. So be very mindful, be very careful around these things. Again, guys, as much as this is making you vulnerable towards sudden like some flaws in the documentation, gossip, not being well supported by people around you, but it is equally very beneficial time for spiritual elevation, for finding that those answers, getting that sort of guidance which is very prophetic in nature. I mean to say, guys, we all know this thing, that somehow because when we talk about Venus, Ketu and the Sun combination taking place in the 9th house, Venus is a very important planet for you. So all of that is just indicating towards that, for specifically, like if you are devoted to the feminine gods and all, this could be goddess Lakshmi, goddess Saraswati, goddess Durga, then definitely it is going to be much more elevating time for you. But guys, one thing is for sure, that for any of the chanting, mantra recitation and all, being devoted to your Ishta Devata and all, so for all those kind of divine surrender, religious austerities, this is going to be a very good time. But again, guys, I will again stick to the same thing, the excess of the 3rd house and the 9th house. So you have to be very careful around the material aspect or the tangible aspect of this excess. So this could be a case that during this time only, if you are planning any work related travel and all, so these are among those kind of alignments and situations where people get stranded, or there are some delays, inconveniences in their travel, lost your luggage and all. So if you are traveling, undertaking any travel during this time, be very careful. So yes, guys, that is all what I can say. So the only thing which is coming in the radar of this whole energy of the lunar eclipse, which is going to be influencing more on the mental plane, is being stressed in the matters of the partnership, relationship, and taking some wrong decision and coming in the wrong books of your bosses and all. So be very mindful, be very careful. Specifically, guys, I would say that the Durga Kwach is something which you can consider doing. So Durga Kwach or Narayan Kavach will protect you. And when we talk about the Shivashtakam, so Shivashtakam is very good for the mental peace. This is all what I can say for the Capricorn natives. Now, guys, when we talk about the Aquarians, so definitely, guys, in your case, Moon has got a lordship over your 6th house, and it is coming in the influence of the Rahu and Ketu axis, this lunar eclipse axis, in your 2nd house and the 8th house. So definitely, guys, 6th lord somehow getting conjunct with Rahu in the 2nd house is not a very good energy. Like the way we say this thing, that suddenly some misunderstanding happened which sever your ties in the immediate family, or this could be a case that suddenly someone turned to you and in the dire need of money and all. So my recommendation to the Aquarius native is that in the matters of your financial planning, financial restructuring, or I would say that when we talk about 2nd house also tells about our core values and all. So during this time, do not do something like the way, for example, someone like me, if my identity is of doing religious, spiritual, astrological work, and suddenly tomorrow you get to know that, okay, I'm doing something which is completely in contradiction to my core values and my core personality and all. So refrain from those kind of major U-turn, big experiments, or something which can actually question your integrity, your loyalty within the family, in the financial aspect and all. So you have to be very careful around these areas. Like the way, guys, I've been saying this thing over and over again about the spiritual importance of the time of the eclipse. Our Sushumna Nadi gets activated. So that means second house, which also tells about our speech. So any of the mantra chanting, like they will say this thing, that you have to say it out loud. So doing that chanting like this can actually prove to be very elevating for the Aquarians, because guys, in any case, Saturn is transiting right over there over your moon sign. So that means you are in the core, in the middle of the Sade Sati, and over and above that, Saturn actually honor these things a lot, like discipline, integrity, doing charity, doing unconditionally for the people and all. So definitely, guys, this is what I want to say. Be very mindful, be very careful pertaining to the matters of your second house. Refrain from lying around this time. Along with that, guys, definitely the only planet which is getting majorly afflicted, coming in the line of fire of this eclipse energy, is your Yogakaraka planet, which is the planet Venus, which is your 4th lord and the 9th lord, being there in the 8th house, being conjunct with Ketu and conjunct with the sun. So yes, guys, the only thing which I want to say over here is that 8th house is the house of unpredictability, eccentricity, suddenness and all. So during this time, refrain from some sort of sudden decision in the matters of the like any of those decision which could affect your family dynamics. Or this could be a case like if you're already on a house hunting and all, during this time only you have to sign a lease, or like during this time only you are like planning to buy a new car. Or like when we talk about, also guys, I also want to say over here is that, see, 4th house, whenever it is getting afflicted, here we are also talking about what actually act as a emotional release for you. So let's say, for example, if you are already feeling very overpowered, overwhelmed, and during the time of the, as you will be and we all will be heading close towards the lunar eclipse, the level of the stress will be increasing. It's going to be volatile. Now definitely depending on your dasha, the alignments which you have in your natal chart, a lot is dependent on that. But this is going to be the time they are very under some overwhelming stress. They're like those people, for them the release or the rejuvenation act as doing something spiritual, going on travel, doing meditation, eating good food. And they're like those people who get very provoked towards sexual encounters, casual sexual relationship, or too much indulgence in alcohol and drugs and all. So your definition of the emotional release is definitely going to be under the radar during this time. So be very careful regarding the choices which you will make during this time. That is all what I can say. And lastly, guys, when we talk about the Pisces moon sign, so definitely, guys, in your case, moon has got a lordship over your 5th house, and now it is going to be coming under the influence or in the excess of the Rahu and Ketu in your 1st house and the 7th house. So specifically, moon is getting conjunct with Rahu right over there in your 1st house. So definitely, guys, you have to be very careful regarding the kind of impression which you give out in the world, because definitely for like someone who is strongly invested in stock market trading and all, you have to be very careful. This is, guys, in a way it actually kind of create those kind of situation where people become famous but for wrong reasons. So like the way we come across lot many teenagers and all who just started this trend randomly, just out of experiment, and they underestimated the power of the social media, power of the collective, and suddenly when things goes out of their hand, then they realize what they have done. So be very careful around these kind of things. But definitely, guys, if your ingredients and your intent is right, with that you are invested in artistic creative endeavors, research, or any of the academic pursuit and all, so there's a strong possibility of suddenly finding success and being recognized for that, being known for that. Along with that, guys, for anything to do with the like stock market, speculation, trading, it's not a very good time for taking very strong big chances or those leap of faith attitude. It's not a very supportive time for that. Even in the matters of the relationship and all, we all know this thing, that the only planet which is coming in the line of fire of this energy of the lunar eclipse is the planet Venus, which is getting debilitated in your 7th house. See, Venus is going to be coming out of the debilitation, but again, it's not a very favorable planet for you, and again, it is going to be getting strengthened in the 8th house. So that means Venus under the influence of Ketu and Sun in your 7th house, and having a lordship of the 3rd house and the 8th house. So in the matters of the relationship and all, and let's say for example, if during this time only you're thinking about taking some important steps or initiative to safeguard your interest with your partner, like you have been dating someone, planning to propose that person around these days, or this could be a case trying to move in with your partner, or any of those kind of decision and kind of endeavors. So you have to be very careful, like the way we say this thing, that the nature or prakriti is not very supportive of you. So all those kind of comedy skits we see. I remember in one of my acting class, I asked my teacher, can you define the comedy shows or the job of a comedian? He mentioned that okay, good comedy is about regular people in extreme circumstances or extreme people in regular circumstances. So I mean to say, prakriti or nature might not support you that much in the matters of your 7th house. This could be a relationship, this could be commercial decisions and all. So you have to be very careful around these areas. But yes guys, 5th house, which is the house of the mantra sadhana and all, of the yoga and all. So yes, for kind of finding those answers or getting into the depth of the sadhana, mantra, chanting and all, I always say this thing, the time of the eclipse is when the Sushumna gets activated. It's a highly coveted, sought after time for the japa, for the mantra recitation and all. So for all of that, for finding that or seeking out to the universe for that inspiration or that motivation, epiphanies and all, it's a very good time for all of that. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.